Coverage coming your way is presented by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Hello again and welcome, Rich Lerner, alongside my friend and colleague Frank Nobilo. Frank, we've arrived at one of the more unusual golf courses in the United States. We're in the state of Washington, Chambers Bay. What's it all about?
Well, apart from the scenery, Rich, which is magnificent, this is a walking golf course, so it's a chance to get out there, strut your stuff, and see if you've got a game to match.
It's a links golf course. We think of links golf. We think of the home of golf in Scotland. Here we're in the northwest part of the United States, though.
Yeah, but Scotland's, well, it's transferred a little piece of land all the way across the Atlantic.
Well, that is a really good tee shot right there, Frank.
I think that tipped the 300-yard mark.
All right, Frank, how would you break down this approach shot here at the first at Chambers Bay?
Well, Rich, it's partially blind, so you've really got to fixate on the exact point that you want to aim at. That's one of the beauties of this golf course. So maybe even just have a little look and make sure you know that line, because once that ball hits the ground, the natural contours are going to take it in a certain direction. So really fixate on that line.
On the green, and a chance for birdie here on the first hole. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special. This looks like it's going to find the target.
Settles in over the putt. That's not how you picture it, Frank, when you step on that first tee.
No, you'd like to go back to that first tee right now and start again.
So a tester from 4 feet. -1 and really going. Lining this one up for par. Drops for a par. Now to the second hole here at Chambers Bay, and Frank, it is not overly long. Where's the trouble here?
Well, 281 yards really to the big long bunker that goes all the way to the green. So as long as you can avoid that, you don't have to hit driver down here, just something that's going to be a little short of that. You're still only going to have 100 yards really, or just over 100 yards in for your second shot. A really good chance too to get off to a good start.
Like the looks of this one.
Oh yeah.
Good contact, good result. Frank, when they say there's no line of play here at Chambers Bay, what exactly do they mean?
Well, most links courses, Rich, you have relatively wide fairways, and there's a sort of a big move in golf now that maybe we should go back to that and not so much manicured rough. We are, playing within the environment, and the fact that there's virtually no trees at Chambers Bay means the ball's going to be buffeted around the wind, so you've got to have wider fairways. And therefore, You really determine how you're going to play the golf course. It's not structured by purely the design of the hole.
Frank, what's the best way to access the hole location on this second shot here at the second hole at Chambers Bay?
Well, Rich, it's really set up with a drive. If you can drive it down the right side, you get a better view. Plus, you can avoid that ridge that's in the middle of the green on the left side. If you're coming in from the left side, that bunker on the right, now you realize why they put that there. Because when you've got a skirt to the right of that ridge, that second shot becomes a little more difficult.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor.
No putter?
No problem. Slams that into the cup.
No snap, though.
Wow, what a putt. That is huge. At the third tee now, Frank, and what are we staring at here?
This green is anything other than symmetrical, so be very, very cautious on where the flag is. Anything in the middle of the green you can putt to the corners. Well, if you can call them corners, more like ragtails, but beautiful par 3.
Frank had hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
You wonder what he's thinking on that. There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. And the tee shot ends up in the bunker. So getting set for a greenside bunker shot. Frank, when I think of the great bunker players in the history of the sport, I think about Gary Player, Seve Ballesteros, whom you knew so well. What did they do that made them so effective on these greenside bunker shots?
They had an attitude for a start that was different. For them, they saw possibilities. And they would imagine the amount of sand. Remember, because this is the only shot in golf where you don't have to hit the ball first. So they would really choose the amount of sand behind the ball, whether that was an inch or two. Aimed the club at that and made sure they followed through.
Wow, what a shot.
What are the chances of making it from there?
Locked in on the read and the speed. So they'll tap in. So with that, the score is now at even par. Frank, here on the fourth tee, you get a good look, don't you, at what Chambers Bay really is all about.
It's framed beautifully, Rich, by the bunkers there, left, short, off the tee, plus the ones down the right side. You can see everything in front of you, but the hole does bend to the right. This is another one where you've got a generous fairway, but don't be fooled by that. It's fairway first.
Tough par 4 measuring 495 yards.
There's something about a well-hit shot.
That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards. And from the fairway for his second shot here. Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance, really, for birdie, but really, it was a rather poor approach shot.
Right in the heart of the fairway, green light special. Frank, can you recall a situation where, before an important round, an instructor gave you one small tweak, maybe flare your left toe out, or just shift a little bit of the weight onto the back foot, where the instructor gave you that one small bit of advice and it made a huge difference?
Yeah, the list is too long, Rich, and it's normally just someone that you've trusted over the years, and we all make just little bad habits. Sometimes you're stooped over a little bit more than normal. You're not standing tall enough. The ball is too far back in your stance or too far forward. You're making a funny little move, or your grip is different. It's always the little things that add up to the big problem.
This is a pretty long putt here. You'd be happy to get this to within 2 or 3 feet. You really want to take the stress out of that next putt. Always two components to the long lag putt, the speed, number one, and then the read. And missed out on that second part. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Par attempt here. No problem at all. Good putt, and stays at 4 under par. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Workmanlike hole, he walks away with a par. Well, Frank, here at the 5th, and I'm not sure about my chances at a hole that's called free fall. I mean, are you kidding?
Well, should be free fall for you, that's for sure, and free fall for a lot of people playing it today. Hole looks straight away, but you'll see it starts to pinch in, that fairway that is, by bunkers left and right, and those bunkers come in exactly where you're trying to hit your tee shot.
All right, the winds are starting to pick up. Frank, you've played in conditions all over the world. What's the right way to approach it?
Well, you've really got to find out, first of all, the direction of the wind, and you have to be certain of it right now. And plus, if there's a gust, that's something you can't, you've got no control over. Oh, beautiful swing, and the result is every bit as good.
Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
These winds have held up all day long, definitely playing a part in the shot making we're seeing out there today. Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one.
Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
So a chance for birdie after another solid approach shot. Now the approach shot here at the 5th hole at Chambers Bay, and how difficult is this?
Well, it looks straightforward, but the second shot, once again, just semi-blind. You've got to be very aware of that little central bunker that's just short of the green, because you're either going to have to go over it or around it.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Frankie took plenty of time on this birdie putt. He looked at it from 3 different angles. He forgot one very important ingredient.
Yeah, pace. You can definitely fall in love with the line, even with approach shots as well, but obviously we see it more on putting.
That moves to 5 under par. Just a little tap in here. Drops it, and he's at even par. Getting set to hit the tee shot here at the 6th at Chambers Bay. Frank, where are you looking to land the ball off the tee here?
There's a nice dune down that left side that sort of gives you a good line that you can work the ball off here. But remember, this is a links golf course, so you don't try and fight Mother Nature, because she'll always win. So just anything down the left, let that ball sort of kick its way back towards the middle of the fairway. A lengthy par 4, though, at 495.
Wow, Frank, look at that one out. Just blistered that tee shot.
Well, that has to be 325 if it's an inch.
Beautiful looking shot right here. Frank, what do you think about this approach here at the 6th?
Well, one of the few greens here that's protected on both sides. Rather narrow green, and you can see really what happens if you miss. Bunkers left and right. Plus there's a couple of ridges, so club selection is important here.
He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Good looking shot right here. This is a long putt. Really the key is the speed. If it drops, that's a bonus. Pretty good stroke right there. Just hit it through the break.
Well, it's that sort of distance. If it goes in, it's a bonus.
Still even par for the day. And getting ready for the putt. So makes the putt, and now at -6. Frank, this is a daunting challenge. The 7th hole, long par 4. It's over 500 yards.
A huge bunker down the right side that probably runs for a good 200-300 yards. Obviously, that's to be avoided. And then, of course, there's the mounds and the hummocks and the dunes and that on the left side. That's the reason, really, why this hole's called Humpback. But then, a little bit like the golf course, there's only one greenside bunker to be worried about, but enough green left of that.
Now the approach shot here at the 7th, Frank, and this one is up the hill.
It is, and the green is sort of split into thirds. There's a little piece back left, there's a piece back right, and that bigger portion in the front. So once again, you've got to choose what shot am I trying to hit, and do I have the right club?
Trying to generate some momentum here at the 7th hole. This for birdie. Now playing the 2nd here at the par 4. This has really been an airtight performance to this point, just flawless. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. That is a painful bogey at the 7th hole.
Now it's at sneaky distance.
Came to the putt excited to make birdie. Now settle for par.
Yeah, little change in the attitude right now. When you've let one go, you've Got to really knuckle down there. Make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important this one goes in.
Ooh, so close. That's about as depressing a moment as there is in golf. When you miss the bogey putt, you know you're staring at double.
Even par currently.
That's a par, and that keeps the scorecard clean, still even for the round. Clean this up with a tap. Time to regroup. That's a double bogey. Now to the 8th and a long par 5, Frank.
Fortunately, there's no bunkers, just the dunes either side. The hole looks a little narrow off the tee, but get down there, you're going to realise that's a fairly generous fairway. There's a little bit of mounding in this green, too, that actually slopes it back towards the player. So use that to your advantage. Got the measurement out there, Rich. Looks like 290 yards.
Second shot coming up here at the par 5. Frank, I think what sets golf apart from other sports is that the fan can get so close to the great athlete as the round is being played.
Well, that's why the sport itself, I mean, we consider it more intimate for that reason. You know, most golf spectators play the game. Whereas other sports, you don't see NFL players sitting in the grandstand. You see spectators, but most golf fans are golfers.
Little uphill to this green, Frank. Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance, really, for birdie, but really was a rather poor approach shot.
This is a cross-country special. Looks like he just misread that. Has this to save par. Just hammered that par putt, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he was thinking or what was going through his mind right there, but he better wake up in a hurry, because if this one doesn't go in, then that score's going to rack up very quickly.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Wow, he got robbed, Frank.
No, it's like kissing your mother-in-law.
So a drop shot. Nudge this one home, finish it up. So with that, 1 over par. Frank, the 9th hole, called Olympus. And that is very grand sounding. Like something that...
You're talking Greek God here, aren't you? Come on, this golf course is for the mere mortals, Rich. There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. Well, the tee shot has landed in the bunker. This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say. And it was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back?
Digs in, ready for the bunker shot.
Yeah, second shot here. Just try and aim a little bit behind that ball, an inch or two.
Get down! Lay down! So Frank out of the bunker and back into play.
Yeah, the late Bobby Jones used to say the hardest shot in golf's always the next one. Well, by getting the ball back in play, he just made that a little easier.
And he's made it onto the green now. Setting up for an approach shot here. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. So close. Well, you can see the golfer is just boiling right now after that miss and a drop shot here at the ninth. This to avoid a huge number. This is for bogey. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. So, with that, 3 over par now for the round. Frankie just can't seem to put it together today.
Yeah, really, you've got to go back to that double bogey, Rich, because ever since then, it's been like a different player. And that's one thing that you have to get over, experience-wise. Somehow you've got to let that go, but it is easier to say and harder to do. Oh, if this is up, it's good.
Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special. In the direction of the sand.
Looks like it. Sometimes you get breaks, and he got one right there.
Yeah, I guess the bunker was a little smaller than I thought it was. It looked doomed for that.
Frank, it appears as though this approach shot here at the 10th is fairly straightforward.
It is. You've got a flat green, so you're not really worrying about mounds or bounces here. And really, this is, with a short iron in hand, this is one of those ones you just green light, you go straight at the flag here.
Frank, can one small tweak from an instructor lead to a big turnaround?
With the right player, yeah. You just want to hear the right message. It's like anyone in life. You just want to be pointed in the right direction.
And getting ready for the putt. Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knock it in for a par, and let's forget about this one. Golf is not about perfect, but it is going to hurt the cause.
Frank, you know what gets me about this game? Here a person makes a legitimate effort, makes a good stroke, and that ball spins around and is just laughing at the player. And now what's left, you could breathe on that ball. It counts the same as a 300-yard drive. It's not right.
But it's the beauty of the game.
So with that, they're trying to fight back, now at 2 over. So they'll tap in. That's 1 under on the day. Stepping up to the tee here at the 11th, Frank.
Yeah, it looks straightforward. You see a big dune in the middle of the fairway. You can really take that out of play. Get it down there as far as you can. You're going to need to. And then from there on in, it's really just trying to find out exactly where you want to land that second shot so that you can get it on the right level.
Frank, this is a way to make golf easy when you can hit it that deep.
Oh, I'm going to say, I know that first number's a 3. I'm guessing the second one's a 2. Let's call it 320. There's something about a well-hit shot.
The 11th hole, Frank, what's the right way to get at it?
Just got to be cognizant of that ridge that cuts through the middle of this green, that sort of turns this green into one simple green and all these little complex sort of sections. That's the biggest thing, but that's also, you realize very, very quickly, you're playing links golf today.
Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus.
Had every chance of going in. It's that sneaky distance.
That's a head scratcher. No other way to put it. That close to the green and misses it badly to the right. In the cup. What a shot. Can't get much better than that. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Trying to get out of here with just one dropped shot. This is for bogey. So he has that for bogey. I can't help but think that the double bogey back on the 9th hole, it appears, has taken him right out of his game. Measuring 311 yards, the 12th, Frank, seems to offer an opportunity for a player to do something pretty dramatic here.
Yeah, it's called the Narrows. Really, it should be called the Temptation, because what player stands on a tee knowing he can reach and doesn't take up the gauntlet? Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like.
That's an absolute beauty.
And the tee shot ends up in the bunker. So, Frank, trying to make 3 the conventional way, didn't have a go at this green. What's left now?
Just the yardage. If you've got a good yardage here, then all these undulations in this green really aren't that important. And that's the beauty of laying up. You've taken the risk off the tee and really the risk in and around this green. So a good second shot, distance control, and you're going to be well rewarded.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
In the greenside bunker here, Frank. Nice to go to the beach, but not too often, we hope. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage. You're not going to birdie every hole.
Just 5 feet left. Makes the putt and moving in the right direction. 2 under par. A good effort, a good par putt. Now at the 13th hole here at Chambers Bay, and Frank, this one bends to the right, par 4.
It doesn't mean that you have to cut it or move the ball in that direction. Ideally, really, anything down the left side of the fairway would be well suited for this hole. There is a central bunker that sort of protects the front middle of this green. You can go in left of that or right of that, but this is a beefy par 4. 4 on the card, and you are not losing ground.
Frank, not overly long, but still a pretty good spot and in the fairway.
Yeah, that's in that 280 mark.
Second from an excellent lie. Headed for the bunker, I think. In the bunker, still with a chance for an up and down. Right in the heart of the fairway, green light special. Frank, these days golfers are training like high-level athletes from other sports. Rory McIlroy, for example, has been using a guy by the name of Steve McGregor, who happened to be the trainer for the New York Knicks of the NBA.
And part of his training now is high altitude. The majority of the medal holders, for example, in the Olympics, or medal winners in the Olympics, actually use high altitude training. You know, you can develop more red blood cells in a shorter period of time. But, you know, golf, we've had so many different types of training from the athlete side. But you go back to the old days of Henry Cotton beating an old tire. Vijay Singh picked up on that. Or even the rhythm of Sam Snead. He used to count in the rhythm. It was 1, 2, 3. It was 1 at the top of the swing, 2 at impact, and 3 at the follow through. All those things are still very valid today.
He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try.
And an awkward little bunker shot. Just splash it out, let the ball run towards the flag.
Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Always two components to the long lag putt, the speed, number one, and then the read. And missed out on that second part. That is a painful miss right there. And a bogey. Drop shot here at the 13th. Settles in over the putt. That looked for all the world like it was dead center.
I've got no idea how that missed.
Just a couple of feet. So not his best work. He'll walk away with a bogey. 1 under on the day. Frank, now to the 14th hole, and this is the 5th consecutive par 4 here at Chambers Bay, and by this point the players will know whether they're on their game or off their game.
At 546 yards, this hole can be shortened considerably if you choose to take a brave line down the left side. You can chew off as much as 70 or 80 yards. But once again here, because the hole bends to the left, you really got to know which direction that wind is coming from.
That's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
Great lie, and what a great shot. He has really hit it a long way. Nice position, short grass, second shot.
It was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back?
And he steps up to take this shot from the fairway. Get down. Look out.
It's over the green.
Now his third, staring right at the green. That's a well-played shot, putting the ball right on the green. Frank, you like his chances to walk away with a par here?
Well, with a good shot, Rich, yeah, that's certainly on the cards in that. And you think you just write a par down at the end of the hole, don't tell anyone about it. It certainly won't affect the scorecard at the end of the day. So that's the goal right here.
And getting ready for the putt. Well, you just can't make up ground if you don't make putts. Drop shot here at the 14th hole. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. He's going to beat himself up on the way to the next tee. You don't miss those putts. Makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under for the round. Frank, this game will drive you crazy.
Yeah, you can do so many things right, and then just something so simple, completely wrong.
So that's a drop shot. The train went off the tracks here on this hole. This is for double bogey. It has been frustrating. 6 over par already. Frank, normally in a golf course, you don't want to spend too much time in the trees, with the trees, around the trees. But part of me wants to go up and hug this tree because he's all alone. It's the only tree on the whole golf course.
Well, I know you're a tree hugger, Rich, I really do. But at 246 yards, when they play this off the back tee at the US Open, believe me, nobody's hugging that tree. They're just trying to make 3.
Good-looking shot right here. Oh, just a superb shot.
You're not going to see much better than that all day today.
Headed for the bunker? A bit unfortunate. In the bunker, Frank.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what his bunker play's like.
Great professionals, Frank, they don't fear greenside bunker shot, do they?
No, because you can be as aggressive or as conservative as you want. You actually have far more options. And you don't have to hit the ball first.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Makes the putt and goes to 1 under. This would give him the par. That's good work. That's a good par right there. Now to the par 4, 423 yards, 16th hole. What's the right play, Frank?
Fairway first once again. You'll see the slope of the fairway from the left to the right side. It means move your aim down that left side. It'll make this fairway appear that much bigger. And, of course, then when you hit into this green, you're really going to have to flight that second shot properly. This is like a tabletop green. Ah, nice.
Looks good.
Oh, nice little bounce forward. Should be close to 300, 290.
Frank, what's the danger here on the approach to the 16th, considering the green is really pretty small?
Well, obviously it's a short par 4, so you know that the problem's going to happen up ahead, and that's exactly what it does. This is probably one of the smallest, narrowest greens at Chambers Bay, and you can see it slopes dramatically from left to right. That has to be taken into consideration with the second shot. Well, it's a little absurd, that, Rich. The shot wasn't that hard, but it's come up well short.
Didn't appear committed through impact. Settles in, looking to knock it in tight. There are a number of really good and important grow the game initiatives out there. One of those is the First Tee program, and that allows youngsters who otherwise might not have an opportunity, the chance to put a golf club in their hands, allows them the chance to pick up this game and learn some of the core values that come along with it. It's about much more than making a score. It's about integrity. It is about responsibility, values like that. And this game is just so good in instilling those kind of characteristics in young people. Well, how do you like that? He's holding. Just a phenomenal play right there. Now 2 to the good side. Just 2 holes left to play. Now a par 3, the 17th, 218 yards, and all sorts of trouble, Frank, down that right.
Well, if you weren't beached at the 16th, then there's a chance you can be derailed, which is what this hole's called, at 17. Difficult par 3. You can see the bunker there in front, and once again, wind conditions. This is going to probably require one of the best tee shots, especially in the closing stages of the US Open.
It should be pretty good right there, on the safe side. No problems there. Really good approach shot. And now, good looking birdie.
There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. And the tee shot ends up in the bunker. All right, so greenside bunker. What's he looking to do with this shot, Frank?
Well, really you have to look at the amount of green you got to play with. You don't have to try and fly the ball right by the flag. Allow it to run. Plus, if you can get it to run like a putt, you never know. It might just go in.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Never quite had enough oomph on that.
Yeah, sort of a wishy-washy stroke.
Two under par for the round. Trying to move on with a par in his pocket. That's a solid par putt. Now to the 18th hole. Frank, everyone wants to finish in style.
Yeah, the home hole here, once again you head back to just a wonderful view, and you realize that Chambers Bay was designed as a walk-in golf course, and it was designed to have fun and test every department of your game. 18 will do that. It probably gives you more trouble on both sides of the hole than any other hole on the golf course.
That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards. Second from an excellent lie. Playing his second shot here at the par 5. Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up? It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
Playing a par 5, Frank, what happened on that third shot?
Yeah, it's a poor decision. But, hopefully he can eradicate that from the memory banks and really knuckle down on this. Do not want to drop a shot or make 6 here. There's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
Finished the round with an impressive 67. This one just requires a little bit of focus. In for par. So as we finish up here today, Frank, he has not had the best round, but I suppose that's golf, isn't it?
Yeah, he's not Robinson Crusoe. This golf course can drive many a man crazy. But the beauty of this game, you get up, dust yourself off, do it again.
And there'll be a next time for us as well, partner. This is Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo saying goodbye for now.